least 23 are dead in Taiwan after a plane crashes into a river shortly after takeoff. Rescuers, including military personnel, are still clearing wreckage from the river. Jordan has hanged 2 Iraqi jihadists in response to a video that shows a captive pilot burned alive by the militant group ISIS. And in New York, a train has collided with a Jeep, killing 6 and injuring dozens. Federal officials are investigating what is the deadliest crash in Metro North's history.
Hi, and welcome to Humber News. I'm Kendra Hamilton, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. At least 28 people are dead and dozens more injured after a Taiwanese plane crashed this morning shortly after takeoff. A motorist captured this dramatic video of the TransAsia Airways flight clipping on overpass before plunging into a river. 15 people survived the crash, but 18 are still missing. A search and rescue mission is expected to continue throughout the night. Rescue authorities have lifted the plane out of the water and the wreckage is now resting on the riverbank. The crash is the airline's second disaster in the last 6 months. To New York now, where an investigation is underway into the deadliest crash in the history of the Metro North Railway. 6 people were killed when a commuter train smashed into an SUV that was stalled on the tracks. The train was traveling north from Grand Central Station when it exploded and caught fire after hitting a Jeep. 400 passengers were on board. 5 people on the train were killed, as well as the driver of the SUV. More than 15 others suffered serious injuries. There are reports that the driver of the vehicle tried to push the Jeep off the tracks, but got back into it before the train struck. The governor of New York was at the scene with emergency crews.
And the resulting fire and explosion of hitting the car consumed the car, the vehicle, and then the first car of the train itself.
The Metropolitan Transit Authority says parts of the train line will be closed until the investigation is complete. Meanwhile, here at home, the 401 westbound has reopened after a fatal crash overnight, just east of the GTA. OPP have charged a 32-year-old North York man with impaired driving causing death. The crash happened near Brock Street in Pickering just after 10 o'clock last night and involved a Jeep Wrangler and a tractor trailer. Drivers were trapped in their cars for more than 4 hours as they waited for police to clear the scene. The driver of the truck died on the scene. Overseas, 2 prisoners have been executed in Jordan following the release of yesterday's video showing the gruesome murder of the pilot held hostage by the militant group ISIS. The bodies were immediately removed from the prison where the dawn execution took place. One of the dead is a female prisoner whose release ISIS had demanded in return for a Japanese hostage who was later beheaded. The other was a prisoner linked to the Al-Qaeda prisoner. Jordan's king returned home after the release of the video showing the pilot being burned alive. Widespread outrage at the brutality of the murder has gripped the nation since the release. Jordan has promised an earth-shaking response in retaliation. Meanwhile, Al Jazeera journalist Peter Grest has returned home after spending more than a year in an Egyptian prison. Grest was released and returned to Australian homeland earlier this morning. He was given a 7-year sentence in a case that attracted a great deal of international criticism. Grest spent 400 days in a Cairo jail. Meanwhile, jailed Canadian-Egyptian Mohamed Fahmy is still in prison and is expected he will be released soon. Turning to other news, this year marks the 60th anniversary of the Second World War, but there's still a lot to be discovered. Volunteers from a Russian university have been excavating war sites to salvage relics. Anytime the remains of a soldier are found, a funeral is held. When items are discovered, they're put on display at the university's museum. Hidden mines and bombs pose a threat, but the volunteers have undergone proper training. There are still many war sites left to be cleared. Twister chasers have an excuse to leave Tornado Alley and head to Italy. These wondrous fountains are waterspouts. Waterspouts are tornadoes that form over a body of water. The twin waterspouts here captured on a camera off the coast of the Tuscan coast. While the beautiful natural event poses no risk to anyone on land, there can be danger to those in planes or boats that travel through them. With Reading Week just over a week away, you may be feeling the stress of assignments and deadlines. Not to fear, HSF has your back. They're offering free massages and a hot cup of tea to rub away those worries. Our reporter, Abida Donji, is at the scene and joins us live. How's it going down there, Abida?
Everything's going great, Kendra. Imagine yourself getting a nice massage while smelling the aroma of chai tea. HSF held a relaxing event for students at the North Campus Student Center. Students waited in line for their turn to get a 15-minute massage and a cup of David's tea. The massages were provided by Massage on Wheels. The event was meant to provide stress relief. We're here with Ahmed Tahir, VP of Student Life, to talk more about the event. So Ahmed, tell me, why did HSF decide to have this event?
Well, I think mainly it's for students to relieve stress. It's a stressful time. Right now, midterms are just about to start. First projects are really getting going, and we want to have a place for students to come relax, get away from the stresses, drink some tea, and get a great massage. So.
And will HSF be having events just like this over the semester?
Definitely, definitely. Actually, next week is when we're going to have another event of the same type. It will be a mental health awareness event, which will be on February 10th, which will be right here in the Student Center as well.
Okay, and did you find that a lot of students came out to today's event?
Yeah, a lot of students. Like we completely ran out of tea, and we still have massages going on still, and the line's still long, so I think right until we close is when students will be here wanting to get massages.
Perfect. Thank you, Ahmed. If you missed out the HSF's event this time, you can come back next time. Abida Donji, Humber News. Now back to you, Kendra.
Thanks, Abida. When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Celia Grimley will have your 3-day forecast.
We're going to get a little bit more snow today, but not enough to close schools again. I'll tell you more about it in your full 3-day forecast coming up after the break.
But first, we'll leave you with some sky-high entertainment over Dubai. Call them crazy, but these guys are performing some very impressive synchronized moves high over the city's iconic Palm Islands. A fellow jumper captured it all on his GoPro. The video has already had more than 60,000 hits.